I don't know what else to say, but I'm gonna try this out. We're gonna start out with the Stanley Parabola. I mean, I've done gameplays before, but nothing like this really. I guess we're gonna try it out. I'm not really sure how it's gonna work, but we're just gonna go straight into it, see how it really plays out. So, beginning of the game. End is here, end is near. It's loading. The end is never. The end is never. So I haven't heard too much about this game, other than the fact that it is different from all the rest. All the other games that I've heard. Anyway, we're going to try to play this game, see where it goes. I don't know exactly how far it's going to get to. First, we're getting into the loading screen. I'll stop rambling on so you can listen to the game. Look,
this is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, I guess you gotta be happy at one job.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Really?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
He got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. Weird. Huh.
All of his co-workers were
What?
gone. What could it
Oh.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. Maybe I missed a menu. Or maybe, sensitivity's off.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who the fuck is narrating? I like the voice. Yeah, no coworkers. 432. Wow, this guy's desk sucks. What is that? I'm the best dad. I hate Monday, of course. There you go. It's 10:53, 55. 10:57. 10:58. I'm terrible with time, as you all know. Don't ask me the time ever. That's a weird computer. I like work. I just hate my boss. Oh, that's very subtle. What does that say? Alright. Oh, well. I don't know, maybe they're big, not quite sure what's going on with this company. Be my Valentine. It's probably from 421. He's like, 422, can I have Valentine? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's not too much. Okay, that door's locked. La la la. Where am I going? I hate Mondays. Sweet, me too, bro. Dude, no one's here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I entered the door on the left. Wonder what would happen if I could. Next time I go to a place like that, I'm gonna go the opposite direction just to see what would happen.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Just
of
for not getting
disbelief,
fired.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yep, that'd be a good idea to go to the boss himself, find him. If he's not there, then go to the CEO. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Meeting schedule. What's today? Friday? 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 No one's here. Pranking floors meeting. Hey! That's today. They're pranking me. Office. I wasn't invited to an office party. God. Everybody hates Stanley. Not costing them. Standard. Grass. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Oh, shit. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write the next day's agenda. Reflect. Huh. The boss appreciation minute. The boss gets appreciation minutes. Broom closet. Chris is in there. Chris, where are you?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't think so. Get out of here. Don't talk to me. Wasn't Chris in the broom
There was
closet?
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
Fuck you.
Just an empty broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're gonna walk downstairs. This doesn't look like a good idea. I don't like walking downstairs. I'm like a hobo sleeping here. Bye.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Yeah!
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Wait, what? I'm flying.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
What?
And it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that
What's
he had
going on?
still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself. Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job.
And with that, I will pause it because we will wait till next time to play the next part of this game. This game seems pretty interesting. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time.